Red Wine Helps You Sleep on Trains is now going to give you some tips on blisters. The first part is your shoes. Whether you take the tennis shoes that you've had for a while, your Birkenstock sandals, or you pick up some all-terrain hiking shoes, or even if you take your Converse All-Stars, the key thing is to make sure you have them well broken in miles and months in advance, not simply a week or two. The next part is your socks. Blisters are caused by friction, which is rubbing between the skin and another surface. And the blister is sped up by moisture, which is caused by either sweat in your feet or rain for that day. So you can pick up these pairs of hiking socks, which prevent some of the sweat or soak it up, but they can be rather expensive, about $10 a pair. They make athletic ones that do about the same thing, but they can be rather expensive. So if you can't afford those, just make sure you have some good non-holey socks to take with you along your journey. The next main part to preventing blisters is make sure you take a couple Band-Aids with you. You shouldn't need very many, but 4 or 5 of them. And the main thing that I recommend to everybody is some moleskin. And it's basically just a large self-adhesive bandage that can be cut into any shape. It's got a little bit of padding to it. Dr. Scholl's makes some good ones, and they're just a few bucks for about 2 that are this size. So throw those in your toiletry bag. So after a day of walking and you come back to your hostel and you feel a part of your foot feeling a little bit raw and tender, but it's not quite a blister yet, what you do, get out some of your moleskin and cut a piece of that off and put it over that raw skin, and it forms a new skin for you, so the rubbing goes on top of that moleskin and no longer on your foot. So it'll help to prevent it before the actual blister forms. If you do get a blister on your foot, let's say we get one kind of around in that area. The best thing about moleskin is you can make it basically as big as you need it, versus Band-Aids, they're pretty much only one size. So what you could do is just simply stick a Band-Aid over the top of it and stick it down, and that would work perfectly okay. What you don't want to do with blisters is prick them and let the fluid come out, because then you open yourself up for infection. If they do happen to pop, the best thing is to push all the fluid out and leave the skin in its place. And then as often as you can, stick your foot under some hot water, as hot as you can take it, rub it as much as you can with some soap to aid in stopping the infection. But if we do have some moleskin, the best thing to do is what we're going to do is create a blister donut. And you're going to take your moleskin, and we'll take the small portion of our knife and we'll cut off a piece of the moleskin that we need. And what's good to do, if you take your pen and you put it in kind of like that, and then we're just going to cut around the top. You should get a good start to cut out a little circle for you. It should rip off. So now we've got a blister donut. So then you would stick that right over your blister. And then that gives some padding. So normally there's a little bubble there which will stick up right in that hole. Then the best thing to do after that is, if you have some Band-Aids, put the Band-Aid over the top of it again, whichever way. If you don't have a Band-Aid, what you can do is put some paper towels over there, and then the moleskin also works as some tape. And you'll find a lot of different uses for it. So that's how you create a blister donut for your blister, and then that should stay on a lot longer than the Band-Aids are going to stay on, and it's a lot more padding. You're going to be a lot more comfortable throughout the day.